Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. Shalawam, Shalawam. Gonna get started momentarily. Let me share the live out real quick. Shalawam, Shalawam. Alright, first and foremost, facing the east, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakwadash. Those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah is the name of the Father. That means He is, He exists. Yahawashi is the name of the Son. That means He saves, He delivers. And Rakakwadash is how you say Holy Spirit, a spirit that's holy. This is all in the ancient Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kwadash, which you can see upon my screen. All right. Going through it. It's Abagadaha ta yaka lamana sa I pa tazakwa ra sha tha. Okay, no O-U-E-V-J-F in the Lashawan Kodash, the holy language, the holy tongue. Okay, so you have to understand that and turn away from these false names that the colonizers have given you. Okay, such as Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus, Yahusha, etc., etc. All right, second of all, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. All right, I want to, because I see this sometimes, brothers just saying, you know, I'm going to break down how we do a proper greeting, man. All right, it's Shalawam, all right, and then Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham. All right. When you greet a brother, you want to bless that brother. Okay? And we find this in the scriptures with Paul blessing brothers, man. Okay? So you want to bless that brother. All right? So once again, when you come in, you want to say Shalawam, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Barak Ahtham or Barak Ahtham. This brother in Kandi has it perfect. Right? This is how you want to come in. Okay? And that's in person. That's how we greet each other at camp. That's how we greet each other. We just see each other randomly in the street. You know, Shalawam, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Barak Ahtham. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. All right, so this lesson is going to be entitled, the battle within. All right, the battle within. Okay, and I got a video to play. We're gonna get to it in a minute. In the meantime, but first, I want to talk about the flesh because that's where, you know, your main battle is gonna come from is this flesh. Let's go to Jude. And let's start at the top, man. Jude, the servant of Yahawashi HaMashiach and brother of James, to them that are sanctified by power, Yahawah the Father, and preserved in Yahawashi HaMashiach, and called. So what's that's talking about? That's talking about the remnant. That's talking about the elect. because we're preserved in Yahawashi HaMashiach and we're called. Mercy unto you, and peace and love be multiplied. So keeping this in mind, Paul was back then referring to the elect. He's referring to the remnant. He ain't even, we're not just out here coming to all of our people. You know, hey, if you want to listen, you want to take it in. But once you show yourself to be a reprobate and you show yourself to not care, then keep it stepping. I'm not praying for you, okay? We're not going to pray for you. And if you think that's wrong, then you obviously don't know the scriptures. Let's go to Jeremiah real quick. We're not sitting here wasting prayers on individuals that don't even care about the name and don't even care about the Most High, man. All right? I'll get 2. This is Jeremiah 11:14. Therefore, pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry or prayer for them, for I will not hear them in the time that they cry unto me for their trouble. Okay? So we're not just out here praying. I'm not about to pray for Alazar. I'm not about to pray for Hakab. I'm not about to pray for Hassad. I'm not about to pray for Bishop Nathaniel. We're not about to pray for these individuals. They openly deny Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. They are turned over to a reprobate mind. And this is what you should do every night. When you get down on your knees and you pray for yourself, for your household, and for the brotherhood, for the elect, for the remnant. That's what you should be praying for. You pray for the elect. All right? We're not just praying for, not just praying for randoms. Jeremiah 7:16. Therefore, pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. You know? And Jeremiah 14:11. Then said Yahawah unto me, pray not for this people for their good. So we're not just giving it up for them. You know? Because this battle which is within, they don't even want to fight it. They are non-existent in the battle. They've given themselves over to the lust of the flesh. Okay? That's why we're back in Jude. Let's go back to Jude. So verse 2, mercy unto you. That's the individuals that's fighting this battle. That's the individuals that's actually seeking after Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Mercy unto you, and peace and love be multiplied. All right? I'll get one more precept from the comment board. This is 2 John 1:10. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not unto your house, neither bid him Godspeed, Yahawah Mahar. Right? So, hey, I might say Shalawam, but I'm not Yahawah Mahar. I'm not wishing you Godspeed. I'm not wishing you peace. Okay? And once again, man, that goes to these Christians. Well, y'all guys, y'all are full of hate. Y'all are full of, say what you want to say. But the scriptures literally tells us this right here. Not to pray for them, not to wish them Godspeed. All right? Because the Most High has set his eye upon them to destroy them. You understand? So how are you going to go against the Most High? You're foolish. You have no sense of reality in your mind. All right? So back to Jude 1:3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that you should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. Right? Now let's get that word contend. Because this shows you that it's a type of battle going on. All right? That it's not just going to be simple and easy.
Strong's G, 1864. Epagonizomai. Epagonizomai.
Epagonizomai. And to contend, or in the Strong's, it says to struggle for, earnestly contend for. So it's a battle. To struggle like a tug of war, to go back and forth. We're fighting for something. We're standing up boldly and we're contending. We're standing in a position and we're not being moved As he says, he shall not suffer the righteous to be moved. So we're going to come with his message and we're going to deliver it in the eyes, in the face of anybody, right? Now, that does not mean that we debate, all right? Where do we supposed to deliver this message? Okay, that's a question for the comment board. Where do we supposed to deliver this message? Anybody? 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both of those to the hopeful elect, and more importantly, on the highways and the byways. This is Proverbs 1 and 21. She crieth in the chief place. This is wisdom. In the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city she uttereth her words. All right, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. So we go out to the chief place of concourse, to an area full of business, right? A highway, a byway, a intersection, a city corner. That's where you find the true men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Not tucked up in some church, not tucked up in some building. You know, they call that the ISUPK school, the IUIC school. No, we're not tucked up in no type of building, brother. We outside in the elements. We're dealing with the sun. You know, man, camp yesterday, shit, it was about 90 degrees out there, man. We dealing with it. All right? I had to put a rag on my phone so it wouldn't overheat. You understand? We out there in the elements. We learn how to deal with it. In the cold, we deal with it. In the hot, we deal with it. Okay, let's get a precept to support that. And then I'll get y'all brothers' precepts off the comment board. This is 2 Timothy 4 and 1. I charge thee, therefore, before power and the Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. So that means when it's comfortable for you to do so, or when it's uncomfortable for you to do so, in every sense of the word. When it's hot, cold, rain, whatever it be, you know, you still gonna preach this word. Or when you're being persecuted, all right, and they're hating your name, you being hated for the name of Yahawashi, okay, you're still standing boldly for the word, okay, until it comes a law, decree that we can't get on the corners, we gonna be on them corners, okay? That's it. Until they pass a law where we can't be on them corners, we are going to be on them corners. Until they take our pages down, all right, we going to continue doing these lessons, man. Regardless if we're not on the TikTok, we're on the YouTube, or we're on the Rumble, or we're on the Clapper, or we're on the Odyssey. We're somewhere, all right? I had some brothers, man, I got off of TikTok, and they was like, man, I ain't seen you in months. I'm like, I've been preaching the word every single day. Yeah, I've been telling y'all I'm on YouTube. I don't fuck with the TikTok like that, you know? So I take that as if you want to get the word, bro, you going to seek it out. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to have that effort? A lot of people you find, they don't have effort to continue to go and get the food, you know? That's why Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is searching for those that's going to be diligent and just going to strive for the masteries at the end of the day, man. That's why, hey, brothers that truly do teach, we have each other's pages on the YouTube. You know, I watched the brother Yaramia Gabar's page on the YouTube. I watched the brother Adar Gabar's page on the YouTube. You know, plenty of brothers on here, I got their YouTube pages, right? And I'd rather watch it on there because it's less scoffers, mockers, and it's, you know, it's a more you get edifying lessons on either or, but it's a more, I like YouTube better, you know what I'm saying? But come on here because it is a lot more traffic, and we understand that, right? So the point being is preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. You have to long suffer in this thing. You have to bear in this thing. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's why, furthermore, this is a job for a man. This is not a job or a position for a woman. A lot of you women, man, on that time of the month, you're going to be like, you can't preach today because you got all these cramps and problems going on. So you can't go out on the street no more. Hey, get your ass up out of here. This ain't no position for a woman, man. All right? Never has been, never will be. You understand that? So back to Proverbs 1, and let's go back to 20, because we didn't read 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words. All right, saying. So the point I'm bringing that out is I'm not going to go into another man's house and preach this word where, such as somebody else's TikTok page that doesn't believe in this word. You understand? I'm not going to go in there bothering him. Okay? I'm gonna respect his house. Like this individual, Kitch, respect the lesson, brother. What we're talking about right now. All right? You know, hold your tongue when you come into the house of power and understand what we're preaching about right now. We take questions at the end of the lesson. You understand? If you have a question, hold it to the end of the lesson. Show yourself to be sincere, right? Now, we are told, furthermore, let's get one more precept. All right. This is Matthew 22:9. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as you find, bid to the marriage. So it was given to us in the Old Testament, a commandment on where to go. It was given to us in the New Testament, a commandment on where to go. Right? So we know now. So it should be no confusion, man. If you have a confusion about it, then that's that battle within that you're facing that you can't get over with. Okay? Where you like, man, well, you know, it say highways, but, you know, I'm going to just preach from the couch, bro. I ain't got to go outside. You making these crazy decisions in your mind when the scriptures is black and white. Okay? At the end of the day, you know? Like I told you, bro, just hold your peace. You know? You couldn't take the hint. Kitch, we're teaching a lesson, bro. I told you I take questions at the end. This ain't no back and forth. This ain't no conversation. This is a monologue, brother. Okay? This ain't multiples. I'm speaking. Just one. You understand? And if you feel the type of way, then leave. You know? We ain't tolerating that bullshit, bro. This is a classroom setting. You won't go in the white man's church and interrupt him and do all of that. Y'all respect the white man more than you respect your fellow brother. That's the problem, man. You jakes, man. That's how y'all are. All right? Now let's go back to Jude. We can't get no respect like the white man. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect us. This is Jude 1:3. Let's read it again. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that you should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. So once again, we have to come forth and contend and stand in our lots and struggle. As we read, we contend. It means to struggle. So we have to go through the shadow banning. We have to go through our page getting took down, create another page, right? We have to go through, man, it's been lessons I tried to upload, YouTube talking about it's misinformation. You can't talk about this. You can't talk about that. So we got to find workarounds. That whole PORN lesson I did, it was like an hour and 30 minutes. I went deep into PORN, who owns it, who controls it, why they created it, why they pushed it out. YouTube rejected that lesson. That's why you don't see it on my YouTube page, man. So we have to contend and struggle through these type of ways. So I may do that lesson again in the future, but I have to do it in more of a code type of way, because certain things I was saying, it hit their nerves. You can't go and tell them that Al Goldstein said that they are the gods. You can't go and tell them that they created PORN to just destroy the community of Jakes. You know? Hey, but hey, it is what it is. Verse 4. For there are certain men crept in unawares who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness and denying the only Lord power and our Lord Yahawashi Mashiach. Okay, so they deny Yahawah and Yahawashi. And we saw that over time with these individuals telling you that you don't have to worship Yahawashi, or the words of Paul are not authoritative. When, if you understand the history, Paul was taught by Yahawashi. Okay, when you go into that, you know what I'm saying? So, and who gave Yahawashi the message? Yahawah. So if you deny Paul, if you deny Peter, you deny Luke, you deny Mark, you deny Matthew, you deny the apostles, you deny Yahawashi, then you are in a domino effect denying Yahawah. So that furthermore comes to us. If you deny the brothers that's coming in those names, then you furthermore deny Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, because you deny his messengers. So therefore, you deny the message. That means you don't care where the message came from, you know? So it all trickles back down, furthermore, to you understanding what the voice of the Father and the Son is today. And that's in his prophets, man. Right? I got you. Psalms 2:12 from the brother Gabar. And it reads, kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. And is Yahawashi right in front of you right now at this point in time? No. So you got to cleave onto anything that, you know, that amplifies, or what's the word I'm looking for, man? You know, displays him, displays his characteristics. And that's what we do. We have a mind of Hamashiach in us. We display the characteristics of Yahawashi. Right? So, you know, hey, pertaining to like Isaiah 4:1, right? Or just the flock in general. This is why individuals would cleave, because they love Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. So they would love to come and hear his men. It's not us. It's the characteristics that he has instilled into us. He has supped with us and gave us food. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get that in the NLT. You know, Yahawashi has supped with us and gave us food. And therefore, we take on his ways. He is our husband, so we take on his ways. You take women, you know, you want to be the dominant, you independent, but you real women, you know, you take on tendencies and ways of your husband. You act like your husband, you say his certain things. You know, I find my wife trying to make jokes like me, you know, like yo, you're not funny, man. But anyway, you take on the tendencies of your husband. All right. So this is Revelations 3:20 in the NLT. Look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and we will share a meal together as friends. All right. I said, that means you not, no, I mean, that means she can't do it like me, y'all. That means she, hey, yo, you funny. All right. But he will come in and share a meal together as friends. So we are sharing with Yahawashi, man. And over that, we conversate. We're eating, and this meal is the word, this understanding. That's what he's given us, you know? So we give that back to the people. So the people come to eat what we just ate, you know? And hey, you don't supposed to shut up the heavens. You don't supposed to keep what you have been given, those tokens, those talents. You don't supposed to keep that from the people. You're supposed to go forth and make more, multiply that. That's why, let's go back to Jude. What did it say at the top? Verse 2, mercy unto you and peace and love be multiplied. That's going to happen by us pushing and preaching and bringing out this word and bringing out this truth. So these men that are crept in unawares, they don't want that to happen. They want the opposite of that to happen. Because they were before of old ordained to this condemnation. Ungodly men. So they don't have the characteristics of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. They have the characteristics of their father, the devil, which is Esau, Edom. You know, they are deceitful. They are wicked. They are full of lasciviousness. They are full of greed. They are full of anger and wrath. They have no patience. They are hasty. All right. They are full of vile affections. Okay. Weird ass behavior, such as pagan. All right. Such as, bro, not even taking care of your kids. You're worse than a non-believer, an infidel. You know, bro, in the world in general, before I knew this truth, I knew to take care of my kids. Off the rip, I took care of my kids. Like, what? You understand? That's crazy, bro. To not take care of your kids. To pimp a female. You understand? And we talking about, you know, the elephant in the room. Something that, and we gonna continue getting on these bug outs, man. Because what they did is wrong, man. All right? At the end of the day. And that's why it's all being exposed. Because the Most High wanted it exposed. He brought it out. And of course, his men are going to jump on it and break it down furthermore. All right. I got you. Let's get that. Luke 14, 13 through 14. And it reads, but when thou makest a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and thou shalt be blessed, for they cannot recompense thee, for thou shalt be recompensed at the resurrection of the just. So we're giving this to the less fortunate. We're giving this to the poor, to the meek, to the ones that are afflicted. Why would I go and teach this word to the rich? Why would I go and, no, man. I'm not really here teaching to brothers like Kakuma and Yerami Gabor and Alliance and Innovate. Y'all already know the truth. I'm here for the ones that need it. Brothers already got it, so they go forth and they do their thing. We here for the ones that are coming in, and we still in turn learn from each other. You understand? That's a beautiful thing, But where's the poor? Where's the afflicted? Where's the maimed? Where's the lame? Where's the blind? You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to Jude and read verse 4 again. For there are certain men crept in unawares. And as we said earlier, these individuals are being exposed. They're being brought to the light. So we're going to know who these certain men that are crept in unawares in. They crept in here. They snuck in here, but they're getting exposed, man. All right. For there are certain men crept in unawares who were before of old ordained to this condemnation. Ungodly men turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness and denying the only Lord Yahawah and our Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach. All right. So they're going to be showcased. And hey, what Kakama said to the brother Amana wa Allah, yeah, you just need to hit the button. Bro, I'm telling you, you go forth and do that first lesson and see how your spirit change. See how it feels to go for it. It don't matter if you stutter or you're not good with talking or none of that. Go forth and show Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi that effort. All right? You know what I'm saying? But we understand every brother is not going to be, not going to do lessons and things of that nature. But, if you feel it on you, then try it. Leave behind these. Man, let's get that real quick, man. You got to leave behind that weak nature. All right? Ain't nobody sitting here. We ain't sitting here judging a brother. In that sense. We want our brothers and sisters, or brothers, all right, you know, and we want our sisters to do what they supposed to do as well. Okay? This is 2nd Esdras 14 and 14. Matter of fact, let's start at 13. 2nd Esdras 14 and 13. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, comfort such as them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. That's what we're talking about. We're coming to our people that's in trouble. All right? That needs to hear this word the most. Okay? We're going forth and like in the midst of the 5,000 when Yahawashi fed them. All of them wasn't taking it, but some of them cleaved onto it. You know? Some of them, that was their first time ever hearing the word, and it changed their life. And they're back today, and they love Yahawashi because their spirit is resonating in their spirit because they heard it back then. And they was like, this is the truth, man. Now, some just came for the food. Some just came, you know, for the fish and the bread. Some just was there. And then we understand that too. And those individuals will be pushed out, you know, because they really didn't take it. Those seeds never formed into a true fruit, you know. So they're never going to what? Set that house in order. They're never going to reprove anybody. They're comfortable being comfortable. And back in that time was Rome. And we in Rome once again. So they was comfortable with that slavery. They wasn't seeking salvation. They wasn't going to renounce corruption. They just came for the bread and the fish. Right? Some of our people, they just love the party. Right? Verse 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. Mortal thoughts would be such things like you want your kids to go to college. All right, you know, that's all on your mind. Your baby girl, 14, in 4 years, she gonna go off to college, and you know she's gonna turn into a whore. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Okay, the college is where you send your daughter to become a whore. Okay, look, man, that's what it is. All right, that's nothing but whorehouses. Okay, the college, the church house, the schoolhouse. Edomite society in general pushes harlotry, man. Okay? I saw this story the other day. This girl went to college. She talking about to her boyfriend, where they was dating all throughout high school. She talking about, let's break up for a year. Let's break up for a year so I can experience college, so you can be a whore. That's the mindset of these individuals these days, man. You know? This shit is crazy. These are mortal thoughts. All right? We're seeking for this place to end. We're hastening the coming of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. So we're letting go from these mortal thoughts. The promotions on these jobs, the careers, all right? All this type of stuff. Our priority is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Yeah, we got to go to the plantation. We got to work, and we got to do that. We got to feed our family. We got to do these things. And that's part of the vexation. That's part of enduring. We have to endure and do what we hate to make it, you know? And that's, hey, and we push off this weak nature where we have to endure these pains of life, but we know that our reward is coming. So therefore it gets easier for us because we know it's a purpose in the pain. You know what I'm saying? Let me get these precepts. So let off that weak nature. And that furthermore, like I was talking to the brother about, is like insecurities. That's another weak nature. Like Moses said, I'm not good at speech. All right? You know? Jeremiah said he was too young. You know what I'm saying? Every prophet, really, you can find an insecurity that they pointed out. Man, they ain't going to listen to me, or who am I, or blah, blah, blah. But Yahawah chose you. He brought you into this truth for a reason, man. That's showing, that's the utmost love showing from the Most High. He loves you. So he opened you up to something that's extremely near and dear. He showed you his beloved son. How many people are getting that from Yahawashi? They ain't getting that meal, man. I just read he's going to come and sup with you and you're going to have a meal together. You know? That brother put John, I'm like John 22, John 21. Yup. 15 through 17 from the brother Kakuma. And it reads, so when they had dined, Yahawashi saith to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, yes, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my lambs. He saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonah, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my sheep. He saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonah, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahawashi said unto him, feed my sheep. So you have to jump through the insecurities that you feeling in yourself. Where, man, what if brothers don't, what if I mess up? What if it's going to happen. All right? Practice makes perfect, right? The more you do it, the better you get. You come from experience. Look at our elders. They have experience. Okay? But it was a time and a place where they was 1 year in the truth, 2 years in the truth, 3 years in the truth. You think Elder Apostle Tahar just came in 40 years deep? What? No, man. It was a time where he was under elders, man. All right? It was a time where he had to learn these breakdowns. Okay? So I like to say, man, enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey. All right? That's the beautiful part, is learning and growing. And still, our elders are learning and growing. This is an everlasting learning experience. We are servants, man. All right? So we all on different levels, man. So don't let any of your insecurities hold you back from serving Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Psalms 34:4. I sought Yahawah and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. Exactly. Because when you get in this truth, like when you begin to do a lesson and things of that nature, you flow through the spirit. Like right now, I'm flowing through the spirit. I can feel it. I'm flowing through the spirit. I didn't have too much plan, but y'all brothers showed up and hey, y'all helping me. Y'all supporting me. The Wadi Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, right? So you also have the brotherhood to be there to support you, man. Cause shoot, really all I had was I got this video that I ain't even got to the video yet. And we've been in here about 20 minutes. So we just flowing through the spirit. All right. Hey, Yahawah, man, I saw your testimony earlier, bro. That's beautiful, bro. Yeah, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi does wonders. That's beautiful. I saw, and that keep going. Keep going. And get with that brother, Arrows of Indignation, man. That's a solid brother. It's funny, I found that brother page like a month or two ago. And that brother be on fire. So link up with that brother if you can, man. Get out there on the corner with him. Hey, you about to I see it, man. Yahawah about to upgrade you. He about to go up, man. And that's beautiful, man. When brothers is hitting new levels, man. But hey, new levels come with new devils. The higher you go up, the more demons are going to try to attack you and things are going to try to fuck with you, So you got to keep that in mind and you got to get more serious, the more we grow, all right? I'm going to get one more precept and then we're going to finally get to the video, all right? And Shalawam, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham to everybody coming in. All right, anybody want to join, you could join, man. I got time today. All right, most definitely. So this is Deuteronomy 4:29 through 31 from the brother Kakuma. And it reads, but if from thence thou shalt seek Yahawah thy power, thou shalt find him. if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul, when thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to Yahawah thy power, and shalt be obedient unto his voice. For Yahawah thy power is a merciful power. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto thee. That's beautiful. I like this precept. I got to remember this one. Man, if thou seek him, let's go back to 29. If thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. So you're setting your mind in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And that right there is preparing you for the title, the battle within. You're establishing your mind to seek Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. That's what he wants. And ultimately, he's going to search your heart, your mind. He's going to search your inside. So he's going to know what you're thinking about, how you're moving, and, what you dwell on constantly. And if you constantly thinking about him and serving him and doing right by him, then, bro, you're going to be fine. You're going to make it through. All right? Regardless what comes down upon you. Now, let's go back to Jude real quick, and then we're going to get to the video, man. All right? Jude 1 and 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterwards destroyed them that believed not. You have to have faith in this. I'm going to read this slow. I will therefore put you in remembrance. Let's get that. Do you understand? We knew this before. All right.
Strong's G 5279. Hupamim Nesco. Hupamim Nesco.
Hipominesco, to remembrance, to cause one to remember. Bring remembrance. Recall to mind. To put one in remembrance, admonish of something. To be reminded. What's the Strong say? Put in remembrance, remember. All right. Bring to remembrance, put in mind. Bro, that wasn't even the Strongs. To remind quietly, suggest to the middle voice one's own memory. Put in mind, remember, bring to, put in remembrance. So this is what's that Wayne song? Something you forgot. That's that shit. So we are being put in remembrance of something we forgot. That's why I'm telling you, once you step back into this, bro, I was 27, 28, a rapper. I didn't know I was ever going to be a preacher. Never. I never saw that until I was put into remembrance of this, man. Now, like I said it yesterday at camp, man, this feels like what we're supposed to be doing. Once you step back into this, it feels like what you're supposed to be doing. This is what we was missing in the world, man. This is, and that's one of the greatest feelings you could get in this hell in Babylon, man. Finding something that you've been missing your entire life, which is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Motherfuckers talk about love at first sight. This is love at first sight. You understand that? When we get this truth, the proper and the correct way, we see Yahawashi. We see that light. We get that love at first sight, man. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, this is something we forgot. We have to be put in remembrance. As it says, let's keep it going. Though ye once knew this. When did you know this? In your past life? All right? Many centuries ago. Every reincarnation, you are put into remembrance. Every time you come back, you're put into remembrance. Though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterwards destroyed them that believed not. Okay? And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness until the judgment of the great day. Right? Now, we are being given what? We are being given freedom. We're being brought into, because we're going to be exempt. All right? that final judgment, from the second death. I'm going to get that for you, bro. Revelations 2, 4 through 5. From the brother Psalms 144. Shalawam, shalawam. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. What I just say? Love at first sight. Your first love. My avant. My first love. You know what I'm saying? You remember that? That's my shit. My first love. Ain't nothing like that first love. Okay? What's that first love? Yahawashi. That's the first thing. All right? That's Yahawashi, bro. When we was created by Yahawashi. This word, this understanding, this truth. So Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, that's our first love. You can't forget that. That's why you got to give time to reading. You got to give time to listening to lessons. You got to give time to studying. You got to give time to putting lessons together. It's a muscle. Peep this for brothers that work out, bro. I hate to see this shit. Brothers only work out. Okay? Man, get this motherfucker out of here. Hold up. Salaki. I'll get him out of here myself. All right? Brothers only work out the top. You only work out the chest and the arms. And you never work out the legs. What are you doing? You got to be all around, bro. So you have to work out the spiritual muscles of your body, man. You got to work out the full body. So you got to work out doing the lessons. That may be a muscle group that you never really wanted to touch. And you're like, man, I don't want to do squats, man. Okay, you don't want to do it, but you need to do it because you need to be all around, bro. You don't just need to be a top heavy type dude. Okay? You need to have some stamina and endurance as well. You need to be all around. That's why we in Israel, before Jason came and brought gyms, we was all around. We wasn't going to the gym and doing all this dumb shit, And you could do your thing, whatever you want to do, but we built up strength naturally through working in the field, all right, through warfare, through eating right, eating correctly, just doing natural things. It built up all of our bodies. You understand? Working on a farm, swimming, doing stuff like that, it'll build up every part of your body. Right? So back in the spiritual, you got to work on this. You got to work on that. You got to work on this. You got to work on that. You got to know what's going on in prophecy. You got to know your history. You got to know your Hebrew. All right? You're good in this area, but you got to work on the flaws that you're not good in. Build up those muscles. You want to be all around. Back in Revelations 2 and 5. Remember, therefore, from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and will remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent. If you don't remember and turn into this correct all-around individual, turn back to your first love, Yahawashi is going to take that love from you. And that's going to be the one that got away. You understand what I'm saying? And we all got one that got away. That girl that you could have treated better. You could have you was an asshole. You could have treated her better. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't know how to be a man at that point in time. And that right there, you don't want that to be wisdom. You don't want wisdom to get away. Look at Alizaze, look at Hakai, look at Hassad. Wisdom is not with them brothers. Wisdom is not with Bishop Nathaniel. Wisdom is not with General Yohana. Wisdom is not with these individuals in these other camps. They lost it. It's the one that got away. And they mad at us because we still have it. They're bitter baby mamas, man. They mad at what we have and they don't have. Therefore, they have that spirit of Cain upon them. Envy, jealousy, hate. They want to murder their brothers because they don't got what we got. They mad. They like, yo, why is Yahawah? Why is he approving their sacrifice? I'm giving you fruits and vegetables. I'm giving you up. Nah, bro, he requires blood. you ain't bringing the right sacrifice, man. Because you didn't listen to Adam. You didn't listen to our father. So you didn't listen to him when he said the Most High requires blood, son. You didn't come with the right sacrifice. Esau, that's the spirit of Esau. You just want to give him any old thing. The Most High requires a specific thing. Verse 6. But this thou hast, that thou hatest the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of power. So to that scoffer that came in earlier that we got up out of here quickly, it's going to be a divide. It's going to be certain individuals that's going to make it and certain individuals that are not going to make it. All right? That are not going to pass this battle which is within. Going back to Jude, and then I promise we're going to get to this video, and I'm going to wrap it up. So let me get it. All right. So this is Jude 1 and 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Now, if you go into Sodom and Gomorrah, understanding the 5 cities, they was situated around a major lake. Okay? They was situated around a major lake where they could, it was prosperous. Stuff was growing. They was having it, as they say in the world. Right? And Yahawah came, they thought they was in a good place. So they was doing all this wickedness, etc., etc. Yahawah came and took all that away. So the same way that our people now are having it, they think it's all good and they don't have to worship Yahawah. They feel like that. He's going to come and take all that away like a thief in the night. I got you. Ecclesiasticus 34 and 19. The Most High is not pleased with the offerings of the wicked, neither is he pacified for sin by the multitude of sacrifices. Exactly. What does it say in Isaiah 40? All of Lebanon is not sufficient to burn. You could burn the whole country of Lebanon and it would not matter. You understand? That's not the correct and proper sacrifice. And he's not taking the sacrifices from heathens. If your mind is not right, if you're not living the proper way, it don't matter what you sacrifice to him. Obedience is better than sacrifice. That's why wicked ass Jake, all right, they used to go get a lamb and a bull beforehand. They used to go commit their sin, then come forth and sacrifice. He's not accepting that. You trying to play the Most High, man. You wicked. These guys are wicked, man. So once again, Jude 1 and 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, because these cities was in a good place. They thought it was all good. They were full of perverseness the same way that America is. What month is this? It's June. All right. This is Pride Month. They're full of pride. That's how they were. And the cities about them in like manner. So they was just as wicked, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh. That means, they was messing with one another. They was most likely messing with animals. Things of that nature. Okay? Yeah, it's June. Ain't no microchips. And we got that dumbass Jake dude, which I think he a Edomite, running around making his eyes change colors and shit with that microchip, with that neural link in his brain. And then you got, on top of that, China coming out with a neural link, beating Elon Musk. And then you got on top of that BlackRock, they been had their neural link. Man, this dude, Nate the Snake, man, it's looking real bad for him, man. Going after strange flesh and set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. But as Yahawashi said, it's going to be better for those in Sodom and Gomorrah than in Babylon, than in America. So it's going to be far worse over here. And everybody in Sodom and Gomorrah died, all right, except for Lot and his daughters. So it's going to be far worse. What's worse than death? Pain, after death. You don't supposed to feel no pain after death, but you're going to feel that this time, man. Verse 8, likewise also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities. All right? So these individuals, and we went into this earlier, Jaquan, you know, with, what's that dude, Yahawah or whatever his name is, ISUPK, saying Moses fell out of truth, right? It's funny, that same spirit is on Alazar, Hakad, Hassad. They despise dominion. They despise the order. If you're teaching with a hat upon your head, bro, you despise order, okay? If you're changing the doctrine up that you learned, you're despising order. You understand? So let's get to this video. You know, I'm going to play a little bit of it because it's kind of long. I'm going to play maybe like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. All right, fair use, fair use. And then we hit some precepts on it, and then we get up out of here.
Before you conquer anything in the external world, you must first conquer the war happening inside your own skull. Machiavelli understood something that most men refuse to accept. The greatest enemy you will ever face is not a rival, not a competitor, not a system built against you. It is the undisciplined version of yourself that wakes up every morning and negotiates with weakness. The general does not negotiate. He commands. He looks at his mind the way a military strategist looks at a map, identifying weak points, eliminating dead weight, and fortifying what matters. Every thought you allow to linger without purpose is enemy territory. Every distraction you entertain is a breach in your defense. Every time you choose comfort over sharpness, you are handing your opponent a weapon to use against you. Focus is not a feeling. It is not something you wait to be inspired by. Focus is a decision made with the cold precision of a man who understands that time is the only resource that cannot be recovered once lost. Your mind is the battlefield. And right now, most men are losing on it.
Booyah. All right, your mind is the battlefield. And most men are losing on it. That's perfectly put. And that's the facts, man. So let's go to Proverbs 25. And let's start around 26. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is as a troubled fountain and a corrupt spring. Esau wants us to fall down and bow to him. Knowing that we're righteous men, he wants us to, you know, be subject to him and give over everything to him and worship him. That's ultimately his plan, to get the Israelites to worship him. You know what I'm saying? Verse 27, I bring you up, Zaquan. It is not good to eat much honey, so for men to search their own glory is not glory. Right? Hey, Shalawam, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak.
Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, bro.
So it's not good to eat much honey, meaning you don't want to be in the spirit of myrrh. You don't want to have too much pleasure, you know, because, hey, honey is, bro, it's ancient. All right. It does not go bad. All right. It damn near it's a healing. Like my daughter got a cut on her face, you know, and I put some honey on it and, you know, within 4 days, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? It heals. So honey is extremely efficient for the body. It's full of antioxidants, antimicrobial, anti-whatever, man. You know, it's like Rihanna. It's anti, you know? So, but too much of it, okay, it's bad for you, right? So you don't want to overdo it on the pleasure, right? So for a man to search their own glory is not glory. We don't seek our own righteousness. We don't lift ourselves up, right? That's not the right way, and that's not the correct way. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is going to give us that crown. He's going to give us that reward. You understand? We just got to do our job and be servants. Verse 28, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So if you can't control yourself from the pleasure and the lust and the lascivious, all these temptations that's around you, you're going to be broken down. Women are going to break you down. Video games gonna break you down. Entertainment gonna break you down. Porn's gonna break you down. All this bullshit that Esau has set up is gonna break you down. Now, can you play video games? Yeah. Can you watch TV? Yeah. All right. You can have pleasures. You can go to basketball games. You can watch the finals. I think the game coming on tonight, I may watch it. You know what I'm saying? You can do these things, but you got to have a balance. Make sure you do your lessons and you studying and you giving attendance to that first love before everything, bro. You know, you got it, Zaquan.
Time. Real quick, this John chapter 7, verse 16. We'll go to 19. And Yahawashi answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. So even when Yahawashi was walking the earth, he wasn't glorifying himself. He was glorifying who? The one that sent him, which is who? Yahawah. And this is why it's so important to what? To exalt the names, to say the reason why you're there, to say who sent you. So you got all these other bugged out Israelite groups. When they come out, when you ask who sent them, they say Jesus. They say Most High Christ bless. You see that? Who is that? Those entities don't exist. Those entities are false idols. Gods that shall not what? That shall not profit you. So that's why the true men of the Lord, you always going to hear us what? Exalt the name. You always going to hear us say Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi. Verse 17. If any man would do his will, he shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of power or whether it be of himself. So if any man do his will, whose will? The will of the Heavenly Father. He shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of what? Of power or of himself. So these men, when they coming in their own doctrine, they know that they coming in their own doctrine. They know they going off. So that's why they get upset when they see Great Millstone, when they see us what? Rebuking them and correcting them. This is why they always got a problem with us. This is why all these other bugged out people that follow them, what excuse they always say? Oh, y'all just want to cause up strife, division amongst Israel. Well, you're damn right. You see that? Because we ain't trying to be tag along buddies with you damn 2/3, man. We only out here for the elect and the 1/3, contrary to ISUPK, man. We ain't out here for all of Israel. We only out here for the elect and the 1/3. You see that? And we're gonna have the same doctrine. We're gonna have the same mind frame. Can two walk together? At least they be agreed.
No.
Continuing, verse 18. He that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory. So that's what they seek. They seek their own glory. They're getting their reward on this side. You see, they're wearing that corruptible crown on this side. They shit is corruptible. They're getting their vainglory right now. So let them have it. He that speaketh of himself seeketh of his own glory. But he that seeketh his glory that sent him, and that's what we do, man. We seeking the glory of him that sent us. Who sent us? Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's who we waiting to glorify us. We ain't trying to glorify ourselves. Hell, we nobodies. We nobodies until the Father tell us that we are somebody. You see that? That's what we're waiting on, man. Right now, every time we hit those streets, those highways and byways, we are nobodies until we are in the position to be what? To be beamed up, beam me up, Scotty, and we end up finding out by the by the power that we are indeed somebody. You see that? We want to be glorified by Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi. The same is true, and no unrighteousness is in him. You see that? Ain't no unrighteousness in us. You see? For we're not doing it for vainglory. We're really doing this because what? Because we love the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and most importantly, we love our power, man. We have not forgotten our what? Our first love. Verse 19. Did not Moses give you the law? And yet none of you kept the law. Why go ye about to kill me? You see that? So can't nobody on this earth keep the law perfectly. Nobody, man. Only Yahawashi. All right. Number one, uno. You see that? Neo. He's the only one that walked this earth perfectly. and kept this law perfectly and sinned not, the unblemished lamb. And therefore, we don't kill him. Nah, we ain't finna tell you, oh, Jesus said, and Most High Christ blessed said, no, we ain't finna kill him. No, we gonna give you the name. No, Yahawashi said. No, Yahawashi said. You see that? Nah, we ain't killing him. We gonna let the name reign and let the spirit reign, man. Until what? Until he returns, man. And then all shall be what? All shall be restored. You got it, bro.
I'm gonna get some precepts off the board from the brother Yeremiah Gabar. This is Galatians 5:16 and 17. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Right? And as Zaquan is saying, right, the flesh, right, that's gonna cause you to lift up yourself. That's what we see Alazaze and Hakkad and Hassad and Bishop Nathaniel and all these individuals that's caught up in their self. They're caught up in their self, man. That's why this individual thinks that he's gonna come forth and unite and bring all 144,000. Well, that's not your mission, bro. That's not what you're supposed to do by your damn self. All right? We have what you call a brotherhood. Who chose you? You're not Yahawashi. He thinks he's that dude, you know, and you're not, man. It's showcased by you manipulating and changing the doctrine, man. Okay? Verse 17, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit. So these individuals have a constant war going on in their minds, as this said. And right now, most men are losing on it because the mind, the heart is a battlefield. And most individuals are losing. This is, and hey, we may fall, brothers may fall, a righteous man falls 7 times. That's you losing a battle on that battlefield where you fell into a lust of the flesh. That's why, like I say, man, you got to rebuke your flesh. You got to cuss your flesh out, bro. I had to do that shit last night, man. Just presumptuousness and thoughts of like, man, Yahawah ain't dealing with me or something like that, or et cetera, et cetera. I had to cuss myself out. And this it comes like that, bro. You got to do it. You got it.
Let me make this statement real quick when it comes to sin also, man. When you sin and when you know you sinning, what does it cause, man? It calls that what? It calls that humbleness to come in, because you be like, damn, I still ain't right. Damn, I fucked up. You see that? That keeps you humble, man. It keeps you from what? From magnifying yourself. When you truly what? When you truly examine yourself. So when you sin, that's pretty much the Father keeping you in check. Like, nah, homie, you really ain't like that. You see that? You may think you like that, but you really ain't like that yet. Yeah, you still got some growing to do. So this is what a righteous man would notice in his life. Like, damn, I thought I was on a good roll, but look, I still got some growing to do. And that happens to all of us, man.
Yeah.
Happens to all of us. Hell, I'd be like, damn, boy, I'm on a good one, boy. And then, damn, I fucked up. Like, yep, I was getting, it's a way to humble me. Yeah, I was getting ahead of myself a little bit. Yeah, I'm still in them filthy rags. You see that? It keeps you humble. But see, when you get beside yourself and you start feeling yourself, even when you start to commit sins, you don't examine yourself, and then you end up what? You end up falling into more mischief. You end up committing more sins. And then that tally just continue to add up. And then all of a sudden, you what? You on the sidelines, man. You see that? You on the outside looking in.
Yeah. Man, Elder Mawatazak said this past camp, and Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, he about to checkmate all you niggas. You know what I'm saying? These individuals are gonna get it. You playing, but he's about to put you in a position like Alizé, a position like Hakkad, you know, an ultimate exposure where it ain't no bouncing back from that, bro. All right, and by him showcasing and coming out and making a foolish video, it's showcasing that he has no shame, he has no embarrassment, he has no conscience. What we have different versus a 2/3 is we have conscience, we have accountability. So as you saying, yeah, we're humbled by our fuck ups. You know, we're embarrassed, we're shamed, and we don't want to walk into those situations again. So therefore, we move cautious. and we think about things. But this individual, bro, he doesn't think about any. Bro, I think about every video that I put up. Be like, yo, and then you watch him, and is that accurate? Should I put this up? Should I put this out? You should be thinking, man. You got to be a thinking man, bro. And that jumps to your life in general, where now you think about women that you deal with. You think about things that you eat, things that you watch, things that you listen to, the music, everything, bro. We are thinking men. Keeping it going, Galatians 5:17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that you cannot do the things that ye would. So this is a constant fight that you got to go through, as the Quran said, until we go up into those chariots, man. You got to go through this fight, and every man has to go through this fight. Every woman has to go through this fight. This is a key precept to bring out. Verse 18, but if ye be led of the Spirit, you are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envying, murders, drunkenness, reviling, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of power. So furthermore, examine yourself and see if you have any of these traits, man, and cut them off. You shouldn't have no envying about a brother. That's what we see from these individuals. Or cutting off a woman and making it where she can't live. That's considered murder, bro. You're taking away her welfare. All right? Witchcraft, zodiac signs, worshiping certain things, and that's not Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. All right? These niggas worship hats, it seems. They can't take the hats off.
Your boy didn't take the hat off until he started exalting the name of Jesus.
Yeah, that's true.
That boy, though, wicked as hell, boy.
Hatred, man. Them individuals hate and they're bitter towards Great Millstone. All right? Strife, So at the end of the day, man, it's a difference between hatred, strife, and rebuking. Don't get it twisted. We rebuke and we correct, because these motherfuckers is wicked, and we hate evil. So understand, it's purpose. Hate has a purpose, but it's just you hating for no reason, and So these individuals showcase that.
Exactly, which goes back to that horrible breakdown that ISUPK did when it goes into the body of Moses, when they was debating on the body of Moses in Jude. That whole conversation, that whole verse is talking about pretty much how the elect and the false prophets go at each other over these scriptures. For we go at them as what? As correcting them, but they come up against us with railing accusations. You see that? Things that don't have nothing to do with the scriptures, they bring out and try to put it on us. While the whole time we just sticking to the scriptures and telling them how they going off and what they should be doing.
Yep.
And this
you got it.
And this man, General Muhammad, he had no clue, no idea what that was talking about. And this is supposed to be the second in command. But yet he don't know that. You see that? That's embarrassing, man.
Yeah.
Totally embarrassing.
And so by us, go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Shit, I had a quick point. Just by us showcasing and bringing it out and breaking it down the correct and proper way, that's us showing them love. Where a wise man, if he would actually come and listen to the video and get the proper breakdown, he would be like, damn, yo, that made sense. That was right. I was wrong. But these niggas, they would never say that. They would never say they wrong and we right. They could never do it.
Bro, matter of fact, just going all the way back to 2008, all the correcting that we've did going back in 2008, through I want to say like 2014, man, we was doing a lot of correcting. None of these camps has ever came and said, hey, all praise to Bahasham, Yahawashi. Thank y'all, Great Millstone, for correcting us. We you know what I'm saying, we was wrong on that. They never said it. And they act like they always knew this stuff, man. As if they didn't get it. As if they didn't get it from us, man. When it comes to the Hell doctrine, back in 2000, 2008, people were still preaching the Hell doctrine. Multiple camps, man. Still thinking people go to hell. When it came to Cornelius being an Israelite, you still have people not understanding that he was an Israelite. You still had people not understanding that that the woman was an Israelite. There was she ain't an Israelite. All these things that we corrected over time. And now they speak it and they just act like they always had it.
Yep.
And soon come, guess what they're gonna do? When it comes to the MOTB, when it comes to the image of the beast, guess what they're gonna do? They're just gonna start teaching it and act like they always had it the whole time, and gonna just make it seem like they never was going off. And it's
You know what?
It's other things, man.
I
Way
wouldn't
more
even
things we correct.
like.
Go ahead, bro.
I wouldn't even let them do it, because hey, I don't care if we brought it out, we brought it out. They ain't bring it out, but then they change it and they start bringing it out, and they don't take the chip. Then hey, Halalyam like how about Shem Yahawashi? You know, at the end of the day, just don't take the fucking chip. And that goes back to us not glorifying ourselves, and we don't want the credit. We just don't want our people to take the chip. You don't got to give us our credit. We know deep down. You know, like when a motherfucker bite your lyrics, you know you say that shit first.
Exactly.
You know it.
But the thing that just get me upset, like I don't care if they don't give us our credit. I would just do. The thing is this: what I get upset with is when you have these other individuals, which they 2/3 at the end of the day. You have these other individuals, and they'll come into your live, and you'll sit here and tell them, "Hey, look, I'm trying to look out for you. If you truly want the truth, hey, just stick with us, man. We're gonna guide you the right way, because these other camps, you know what I'm saying, they kind of go off on certain things, and if you continue with them, you're gonna end up, you know what I'm saying, getting buried in the dust. You don't want to be confused. Like, hey, just follow us, listen to us. And then these simpletons, instead of doing exactly what we said do, what do they go do? They'll go and watch these other groups and then come back and ask us questions. And then when we correct them, they'll go back and watch them again and then come back and ask us questions again. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't make no sense. When we told you from the beginning. Because believe it or not, most of us brothers that's with Great Millstone, we happen to be with those other groups before we went to Great Millstone. That's what y'all don't understand.
Yeah, man.
Like when I came out, 2007, guess who I was listening to? Guess who the first person I was listening to? Bubble Eye Blackfish, before he was GOCC.
Oh.
He was just out on the streets. He was still representing the old ISUPK. He was actually the first one on YouTube. That's who I listened to. And then they would put up all the old videos of Arya, the Sons of Thunder. Like that's who I was learning from. Arya, the Sons of Thunder. And then eventually Great Millstone came online, but I didn't come across them yet. And then on ISUPK. But ISUPK, they was just putting up old videos. So when they would put up the old videos, I would still be watching them. And then I kept seeing this one light-skinned guy, and I was like, yo, man, I like this guy. But he used to always be reading, but he used to be always reading for REI. So I used to be like, man, I wonder if this guy's still around. And then all of a sudden, I came across Great Mills. So I'm like, oh, that's the guy. That's the guy right there. That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah. So I started watching them. So they kept putting up videos. And then finally, General Yahawah, he started coming to the streets, but then he would disappear. He'll come out and do like maybe 2 lessons in a month and then totally disappear for like 4 months. And then he'll come back again. So I was like, damn, can't watch him. Like he don't come on that much. But Bubble-eyed blackfish, or which I would know as the elder of GOCC, he was always putting out. And Great Millstone was always putting out. And then whoever was kept posting up the old videos of ISUPK, they kept always putting up the Sons of Thunder videos. So that's how I was learning. And then eventually you had the ICJGC, whatever the hell that group is.
Yeah.
They end up running Bubble-eyed blackfish off the streets. Like they whooped his ass. Like I saw the video and everything. Like when he was speaking the word, they rolled up on him, about 15 of them, and yeah, beat him down, and he never went back out on the streets for a minute. And then all of a sudden, his whole doctrine changed. So then I was like, ah, man, this man going off. Like he's switching up. So then that's when I just went Great Millstone, and then I will always pray, like, to make sure, yo, am I following the right men? Am I following the correct men? And literally one day at my kitchen table, right before I was getting ready to have dinner, a voice just came to me and said, yo, Great Millstone, those my men, follow them, son. Mm-hmm. And from that point on, I followed them. That was it. Simple as that, man. Those are some special men, man.
Yep.
Elder Tahar, Elder Rakar, Elder Aramblab, and Elder Gabar, them special men, man. I'm telling y'all right now.
Yeah, most definitely. This is getting back to it, Romans 8:13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. For as many are as led by the Spirit of power, they are the sons of power. Right? So you got to live by the Spirit, man. Living by the flesh means you're trying to keep the laws 100%, and you're seeking the laws to save you. That's furthermore saying that Yahawashi going upon the cross made no difference when it truly did. He made a way for you to make it through. All right, giving you that grace, giving you that understanding. So now you got to live by the Spirit. Okay, does that mean that the law is done away with? No, that's not what it means. Don't take it and twist it like that. All right, it's just understanding that at this point in time, in this sinful flesh, we can't keep the laws, commandments, and statutes 100%. Even when we had our own land, we couldn't keep it 100%. You understand?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you got it.
And real quick, that's the thing that these Old Testament Israelites go off on. They think that they could keep the commandments in its totality, and therefore they feel like they could complete the mission that Yahawashi did, and therefore they disrespect Yahawashi. They don't give him no credence. You see, they don't glorify him. They don't worship him at all. And this is how they mess up, because the scriptures tell you what. Okay, if you say you wanna lean on that law that much, then guess what? You're gonna be judged by that law. Mm-hmm. So if you're gonna be judged by the law, and we already know that we couldn't keep the law in our own damn land, then how much more when we're in the land of captivity? You definitely ain't keeping it. So therefore, you setting yourself up for what?
Failure.
Exactly. So you're gonna get judged by it because you said that you could do it. You didn't lean on Yahawashi. No, you felt like you felt like you're Yahawashi. You see that? You felt like you could do it. You felt like you wanted to be Neo. You see that? So yeah, man, these people, man, all the way off, man, all the way off. And real quick, let me bring this out. This Proverbs chapter 28. Let's start at verse 12. When the righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory. So why do a righteous man rejoice? Why is he in great glory? Because a righteous man, he's going to rejoice when what? When he see himself overcoming his sins. Yeah, man, it's a great feeling when you see yourself overcome something that kept hindering you, kept making you go off, and then finally you beat it. Yeah, man, you rejoicing, man. You in great glory. And when you beat these things, what happens? You increase in knowledge. And as you increase in knowledge, you end up understanding what is going on in the world. So therefore you are what? Constantly in great joy, because you're constantly seeing the scriptures manifest in the earth.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing to witness, because that's what lets you know what? That you're in the correct doctrine, that you have the correct faith. You see that?
That's why I said new levels, new devils. As you upgrade and as you continue to grow in this truth, it's gonna be more demons that's gonna fuck with you. Heavier demons, larger demons, bigger demons.
Con.
You know? So you gotta prepare yourself for that. That's and furthermore, before you jump back into it, but man, like Alizé and these individuals, they try to jump into leadership positions dealing with large congregations where they hadn't went through all the experience was needed to deal with that. Therefore, you see them fall and their congregation fall because they don't have the qualities to be a leader, you know?
Facts. And they're like I said on my video that I made on that clown, your note taking was horrible. He's claiming that he was writing down everything that the elders told him and writing it down and following their lead. No, your note taking was terrible, bro. And the reason why your note taking was terrible was because what? Because you probably was listening to videos, but at the same time doing some worldly activity. So therefore, you're not fully concentrated on what the message is that the elders and the apostles was trying to get over unto you. While us brothers, we was totally in. We ain't have nothing playing in the background. We wasn't doing nothing off to the side. No, we was totally concentrated, full force on listening to what the apostles and the elders were saying, man. Sitting in our rooms with everything turned off, taking notes and tuned in, man, locked in. So this is why you see, and this is the difference. This is how you see the difference of those that come in and fall off and those that came in and stuck in. You best believe those that came in and fell off, those were individuals that was, yeah, they may have been listening to the videos and watching the videos and taking notes, but they was off doing some worldly activities on the side around the same time that they taking those notes and listening, not fully giving their 100% attention to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi.
You can't treat the truth like a hobby, man. This is a lifestyle. This is your custom and your culture. This is not a hobby. This is not something you, oh yeah, I'm gonna dedicate 3 hours today to the. No, bro, this is every day, 24/7. And if you're not doing that, bro, then you're not gonna make it. I tell you that right now, man.
Yep. Okay. So continuing, finishing up on this 28 verse 12. When righteous men do rejoice, there's great glory. But when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. You see that? So when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. So this is what's happening. You seeing wickedness rise, and then you will see what? You will see a man become hidden. And this is what's happening to these different groups. Okay? The wickedness is rising, and now they're hidden. Where are they? Where they at? Can anybody tell me where Sakari at? Are they out on the streets? Or are they hidden? They hidden, right? Why they hidden? Because they wicked rose. Now you can see them. Now you can see their wickedness. Now they're ashamed. Now they hidden. What's Sakari? Where's Genesis? You see?
They stepping back.
Yeah, they hiding. Yo, they hiding. Wickedness then rose. And it's gonna happen on these other groups too. They're gonna go into hiding too. So yeah, the cream is always gonna rise to the top. And what the scriptures say? The scriptures say your teacher shall not be what? Shall not be moved into a corner. You shall see your teachers. See that? We ain't gonna be hiding. We ain't got no reason to hide. What we speaking is true.
Mm-hmm.
You got it, bro.
God, and I watched a lesson last night. The brother out in Chicago, Shalawam, St. Benji, and he did a lesson entitled "Y'all Falling Out Over a Bitch." I was laughing, bro. Y'all, because literally they falling. Your whole camp is gonna take a hiatus because of a female. Bro, that's crazy. That's like some girl coming over here and she, I don't know, whatever. And then me, you, Kakama, Yahawah, we just stopped preaching. Everybody in here. We just stopped preaching because of feet. What?
She brought that wickedness out. It rose. Now you trying to hide. That man trying to hide out.
That shit.
Let me hide out until everybody forget about the wickedness.
And we went through our little shit with what's that bitch name, man? Shield of Faith. If brothers remember her, April. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
remember. Yep.
Yeah, she tried to break, messing with brothers and shit. Hey, I ain't never get that bitch the light of the day, but fuck her, man. But but we went through that, and we got better from that. You know what I'm saying? That's why, hey, new brothers, bro, don't entertain no female in your inbox, man. Okay, if she come in your inbox, hey, come to the live. That's it. Come to the live. I answer questions on the live.
And
All
real
right.
quick, let me say this too, because also in that video that Pegasus made, that Gorilla
Mm-hmm.
No Brew made, he stated that he got to talking about one of the guys from that used to be in the main camp that had got caught up in the different lingerie activity that he was doing, and got called out for it, got in trouble for it. So listen, man, nobody is perfect out here, man. Everybody got their demons that they got to fight. But the thing is, once again, the righteous is going to what? It's going to rejoice and be in glory. Why? Because they're going to overcome those demons. See, this is the difference between someone that's trying to be righteous, trying to become righteous, versus someone that's totally wicked. So when you doing sin, but you're trying to overcome it, you may get somebody may catch you doing it and say, hey, look at this brother. Hey, look, he going off, he doing this. Look at, he don't even know I got him. But if that brother still sticking the truth, and then what? He overcomes that wickedness and he's no longer doing it no more, then guess what? This brother can rejoice. He
Mm-hmm.
overcame what? He overcame that trial. You see? But what you didn't do, Gorilla? What didn't you do? When your wickedness got called out, you didn't take it on the chin to try to overcome it, conquer it.
Yep.
No, you fell out, bro. And then you just went into more mischief. Totally not even speaking no more. So that's the difference. So you could try to call out other brothers that have sin on them, that's a great millstone. Hell, we all have sin. But the difference between us and you left, you fell out, you never try to overcome your sins, while we are fighting and steady overcoming our sins every day. That's the difference.
Yeah. Going back to what I said, man, the difference. We have a conscience. We hold ourselves accountable. When he got kicked out, he left. Man, it's been brothers, bro. Everybody look at GMS South Carolina. Well, that brother got kicked out before.
Yep,
Did he change? No, he kept doing the work. All right.
hell, we got kicked out when we was GMS St. Louis. Yeah, we got kicked out. But did we change? Nope, and we got brought back in. And the reason why we got kicked out wasn't really on us per se, but kind of was. But what happened was, we had an individual that was in our camp. He was committing adultery, which, we found out about it. So what we did was like, hey, you can't be speaking no more, but you could hold the camera. You know what I'm saying? So when Elder Tahar found out about it, it was like, hell no, y'all should have kicked that brother out and make him get himself together. And then over time, if he stay in this thing, then he could come back. So since y'all didn't want to do the leadership right, hey, y'all got to go. Y'all got to get out. So that's what happened to us. Now, did we get all damn emotional and be like, man, that's fucked up, we ain't had nothing to do with it, like, fuck Great Millstone? No, we just kept at the work. And then we got brought back in. That's it, man. That's all you got to do, man. Just keep at the craft. Keep at the work. Continue to get better.
God, this is James 4:7. Submit yourselves therefore to power, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Just speaking upon emotions. All right. Emotions, I say, are like portals, man, for demons to enter in. So, it's always these thoughts and these things you could say. Well, I ain't do this, I ain't do that, it was my fault. You can say that shit all the time, but no, just shut up. Take it, bro. All right. If you didn't do it, you know it wasn't your fault, but you associated with it, you got to suffer righteously. If
All
you
right.
did do it, then you just gotta suffer. Regardless, man. Look at Yahawashi. Always go back to Yahawashi. He had to suffer righteously, man. You know, and you're not greater than him. You understand? So you gotta keep going. You don't want to be that brother, regardless. You get kicked out, you get rebuked, you get corrected, you whatever, man. It's being a man, and really what makes a man like is how you react to things, how you take it and come back from it. That shows a strong man or a weak man. You got it.
And let me say this, from all my time knowing the elders for like 20 years now. When they kick you out, they ain't kicking you out to say, hey, you out. No, they kicking you out to see what type of man you are. They kicking you out to see if you really about this. If you gonna float or you gonna drown. And if you drown, they just chop it up. Hey, see, he wasn't part of the elect, though, the 1/3. But if you keep floating, they be like, oh yeah, that brother floating. All right, he really, hey, bring him back in, man. You know what I'm saying? He really about this. You know, we just was testing your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Chin checking you, see if you could take a couple punches. That's what they doing.
Yeah. Man, Elder Michael Allah talked about this individual. His name was I think the brother name was Yahawah, and he left where he got kicked out, right? And no, he got suspended. And he was just, be suspended for a time period. But this nigga took it upon himself to leave because he's suspended. He in his feelings. He went to Shield of Wisdom. And then I guess he got kicked out or left that. And now he's in the ISUPK. And his name is,
That's crazy.
I forgot his name, but it's irrelevant. But all you had to do was take your suspension, man. Regardless how long it be, and come back. I know plenty brothers, like some brothers in other camps, they done got suspended. Brother told me, I ain't been doing video, I got suspended for 6 months. I'm like, damn, 6 months? You're like, yeah, but he took his suspension. Now he's back doing videos. Certain brothers that I was like, man, I ain't see you at camp, they got suspended. All right, it is what it is. Brothers got to go, as the brother said, they can also be tests of your faith. We are in, if you don't understand, for new brothers, we are in a military, man. Okay? That's what it is. It has structure. Esau got his military structure from Yahawah, the way that he does everything and stuff. So it's been times in the military where you get on restriction, things of that nature. I remember I got in trouble, man, my last 4 months because my superior, she was on my ass. She didn't want me to get out and shit like that. But I did do something where I sent the confidential package, but I didn't get a signature for it. So that was, it was bad. But she could have made it easier for me, but she didn't like me. So she tried to get me kicked out over it. What I had to do was humble the fuck down in front of all them Edomites and it just be like, I'm sorry. I'm sincerely sorry about it. I had to give them that talk, and they gave me a slap on the wrist. And they like, yeah, we know you about to get out. Just she kind of got a target on your head. Just stay out her way and just do your little 4 months, man, and get up out of here. They let me out. They gave me a slap on the wrist. I had to do some like little community service shit, whatever. And then I got out and I was, hey, Tawadi Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. But it was just Yahawah having me humble down, and going through it and suffering righteously to get through it. You're going to have to go through a lot of situations, bro, that you didn't do, or it could have been done better. You didn't really deserve that punishment, but you got to take it regardless.
Exactly. Hey, let me grab this 13 on that too real quick.
And
this, we're still at 28. This 28 verse 13. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. You see that? So going back to what I said, the difference between us and them. You see? You got one person that want to cover his sin and don't want to take accountability. So therefore that person gets what? Gets ejected, shall not prosper. Then you have those that confess they sin, know that they messing up, then they overcome them, and then they have mercy granted unto them. You see that? Yeah, man, that's what this thing is all about.
That's it, man. All right, let's get some more of this video. All right, run it.
Recovered once lost. Your mind is the battlefield. And right now, most men are losing on it without even realizing the war has already begun. Number 2. The general does not react. He calculates. Weak men react. They see provocation and they respond immediately, emotionally, without thought, like a chess piece being moved by someone else's hand. This is exactly what your enemies want. This is exactly what the world is designed to trigger in you. Every notification, every insult, every setback, every moment of chaos around you is a test, and most men fail it before they even realize they are being tested. The general operates differently. When pressure arrives, he does not flinch. He observes, he measures, he calculates the weight of every possible response before he moves a single muscle. Machiavelli wrote that the wise man does not leave things to chance when he can apply reason. And that principle is not just political strategy, it is a way of being. It is a psychological architecture that separates the powerful from the powerless. Understand this, your emotional reaction is not strength, it is exposure. The moment you react without calculation, you have revealed your weak points to every sharp mind watching you. And there are always sharp minds watching. The boardroom, the street, the relationship, the negotiation, every arena of life rewards the man who can absorb pressure like stone and releases response like a surgeon's cut. Precise, deliberate, devastating. This is what dangerous focus looks like in practice.
Let's stop it right there. Now, key things getting out of that is not being haste, not being quick to react as it's stands. Let's get this. Proverbs 15:28. The heart, the mind of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. So you consider what you do, all right? As a wise man, man. We are thinking men. We are men that hold ourselves accountable. So everything we say, we knowing that every idle word shall be judged. Our thoughts shall be judged, right? If you know that you're in a bad place, you know, mentally, spiritually, you got demons on you and things of that nature, you know, it may not be best for you to do a lesson at this point in time, right? You got to get this stuff up off of you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're holding hate or something towards a brother, disagreements, whatever, you got to talk these things out. You got to get these things worked out. You can't speak. You can't go through a position of anger. You know, let's get that. You don't want to let the sun go down. All right.
I got you real quick. I got one in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. So yeah, man. don't try to do things in anger. For when you angry, that's an emotion. And when you in that emotion, guess what? You're not in the correct spirit. And when you're not in the correct spirit, you would do what? You would do things that you normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
And then you would show yourself to be what? A fool. You see?
Yeah. Like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old just kicking and screaming and crying. When, you know, your parents, they wanted you to showcase that you got some kind of control about yourself. And then maybe you'll get that toy, you'll get that ice cream. Just be good, little Johnny, you know? But nah, you want to kick and scream and cry and over this. Okay? Just, yeah, man, we know we in captivity and we don't want to be in this place. But I had to tell myself yesterday, man, don't complain. Shoot. All right? You know, just hey. And I this morning, I apologized to Yahawah. I said, Salakia for complaining. You know? Because we going to go through it, man. You're going to have money troubles. You're going to have illnesses. You're going to have all this shit, bro. And you're just going to feel like the world is pressuring, like coming down on you. All right? But I had to be like, man, Salakia for complaining. I know you got it. You know, I'm going to trust in you always. I keep the faith, and you're going to get me through. You know? So this is tying into what the elder brought out. It's Ephesians 4:26. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So, you know, don't let these emotions, don't let anger cause you to do something that you're going to regret. All right. You know what I'm saying? This is what you see a lot of Jake doing, man. Like these individuals right now, they falling out over a female. You see Jake fighting over women. You fighting over a female that was messing with both of y'all. That's crazy. You know, you see Jake doing that so many times. And she just gonna watch both of y'all kill each other, and then she gonna get with somebody else. You understand?
Yeah. And then they're gonna be looking like fools in the grave.
In the
looking
grave.
Like fools.
Exactly. And she gonna be up here fucking your homeboy.
Man, it ain't so.
You could have been a wise man and noticed that she was wicked and let her go be with that dude. And you know, hey, that's not gonna be a happy relationship.
Exactly. You could have moved on and hey, Yahawashi would have sent you a better one.
Yeah, you dodged the bullet. So it's like, you know, you gotta examine what a blessing is, bro. A blessing is not always what you think it is. A blessing could be Yahawah taking a woman from you, taking a car from you, taking, you know, something from you that you was so near and dear to, right? Like, man, I looked at, man, that job I had to work down 6 days, 7 days a week, missing camp and shit, you know, but it was a blessing that he took that from me so I could go full force more so into this truth and lessons and things of that nature.
That's the spirit. I was just about to bring that up. I was just about to make the statement. You know how many jobs, good paying jobs I could have had that I either turn down or get taken away from me, but I don't sweat it because I understand and know the type of time that is required for those type of jobs. And if I was to get those jobs, then guess what? I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now because my time would be taken up. And therefore, what would happen? That job, that damn plantation will end up becoming more time consuming, and I would no longer have time for Yahawashi, man. And that's something you don't want to do. You don't want to be in a position to the point where your job outweighs the truth. So that's why I always, you know what I'm saying, all praise to Yahawashi for the situation that I'm in. For I'm able to continue to do what I love without having other issues get in my way. Yeah. When it comes to like employment.
Yeah. Because the Most High is going to make a way, bro. He's going to make a way for us to serve him. You know, we truly set our heart towards it. He's going to make a way. All right. You just got to trust in him. All right. You know, and what we have been conditioned to is really Esau. Going to Esau for damn near everything. Corporations working. You got it, bro.
Because you just said that, I just want to bring the scripture out because you speaking on it right now. This Psalms chapter 27, verse 14. And it states, wait on the Lord. Yeah, you got to wait. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. You got it?
God, that's it. So we just got to wait, man. You know? Coming to mind is Solomon talking about, all right, all this is vanity. Okay, you can work, you can build up a corporation, you get the LLC and get your business going and all of that and pass it over to your son and your son sell it off. And you did all that work your whole life just for it to be sold off. It's all vanity, man. All right. But what continues, like I brought it out at camp, man. Our works, what's that? Revelations 14-13. Our works continue to the next life. So these true works that you do, the true treasures that you building up in heaven, these will meet you in your next life, man. which, you know, we moving into that everlasting body. So this is, yo, besides every other reincarnation, this the reincarnation where you want to be on fire. All right, you want to put it in, man, because this is that final one. You know,
Hell, hey, check this out. Even more food for thought, right? When you're dealing with these different organizations or companies that you may, apply for and get accepted. Imagine this. Imagine you get a good position, you're getting great pay, and now this position is getting in the way of serving Bahasham, Yahawashi. So now you concentrate more on the company than you do in the scriptures. And yeah, you living it up, you doing good. And then all of a sudden, you go into work and they tell you, oh man, hey look, you've been doing such a great job, everything is cool, but look, man, it's so hard out here, you know what I'm saying? Due to all the scaling back that we're doing, we gotta let you go. I mean, it's nothing we could do about it. It's just the economy, man. You know?
That's what happened to
you
me.
You a great worker and everything.
Yeah.
Now how you feeling, bro? Now you done what you thought you had was you thought was a guarantee that it was gonna never go away, but didn't understand that hey, the movie is gonna play out how the movie says it's gonna play out, and the movie states that what? That Babylon the Great shall fall. The movie states that Egypt, there shall be no work for Egypt. So here it is, you done got concentrated on this good job that you got because you were getting so much money and you was feeling yourself, and you forgot what? You forgot about Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And now the Grim Reaper just came knocking at your occupation door, and now you back to the streets you go, as they say. You see that? When the whole time you should have been concentrating on the scriptures, because that ain't gonna never leave you. Like bro said, that ain't gonna never leave you. That work is gonna continue on.
Yep. And that's what happened to me, minus the leaving Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and shit. But because I used to do my lessons on a lunch break. And that goes into, hey, you gonna make time for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Like I used to go out on Monday, so you gonna make time regardless. But the part that you went into where they came and they just told them they had to let me go. They was telling us for months, hey, y'all job is secure. We always gonna need logistics. You're good. Nobody's gonna let you go, but we are making cutbacks. And then out of nowhere, hey, we got to cut your contract. Like, what? Y'all just told me that, That's how Esau moves, man. Without warning, too. Without warning. It was like...
That's crazy. Project got an email, huh? Did they tell you face-to-face or email?
It was the job temp service that called me, and they told me, this your last day.
Damn, they ain't even tell you. Not even the company.
Like my Edomite supervisor, he couldn't even look me in my eyes and tell me, bro.
That's crazy.
Little bitch ass nigga. He couldn't even look me in my eyes and tell me he gotta let me go. So they had to tell me over the phone. Yeah, that shit was fucked up. But it is what it is, because Yahawah blessed me after that. So fuck them. And furthermore, going into that, all these corporations are gonna be burnt up, gonna be destroyed, and now all these people that you used to work for are gonna work for you. You understand? Exactly. That's what we're moving into. You just gotta wait it out. You got anything else? I'm gonna hit it some more.
No, go ahead, hit it.
A wall between stimulus and response, and inside that wall, you think. You assess the terrain. You ask yourself what outcome you are engineering, not what emotion you are feeling. Feelings are data, not commands. The general reads them, processes them, and then sets them aside to do what must be done. React, and you become predictable. Calculate, and you become untouchable. Number 3.
Let's stop it right there before you get to number 3. This is James 1:19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. You can't just be out here operating. Esau knows what the carnal man is going to do when Esau comes down with great wrath. The carnal man is going to run, pick up a gun, all right, go forth and fight the system. Go forth, fight these drones, fight the FEMA troops, fight the UN troops, ICE, everything that they're setting up. The carnal man is going to fight. You know, Esau is more so fearful and terrified of us because we're sitting back and we're praying and we're waiting on the Lord, as you just brought out, Zaquan. So that right there, we can't, you can't really, you can't strategize against us. Cause you know, whatever you do, how many planes you build up, drones, the system, B system, all this shit, it's no defense and it's no offense for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi and his men. Because we're not carnal, we're spiritual, and you can't fight the spiritual. Right? That's why it says, yeah, Satan and his angels and Michael and angels shall fight, but it shall be over within, they shall not prevail. All right? Satan and his angels shall not prevail. It should be over extremely quick, extremely fast. It's gonna be like an elephant squashing a bug, man. So you got to remain unpredictable. You got to be all around. Like we said, don't just work out the chest and the arms, but work out everything. Make sure you got knowledge on this. You got knowledge on herbs, fruits, vegetables. You got an all around diverse type diet. You eating many different colors of foods. You eating some red cabbage. You eating, squash, zucchini. You doing what you got to do. You diverse. Don't be one track minded. I'm gonna get that precept, and then whatever you guys acquire, you bring it.
Real quick, can you take that video back? I say maybe like 10 seconds. Take it back 10 seconds, because exactly what this video just stated. Hey, that's Yahawashi red letter right there, and we're gonna read what Yahawashi stated. Play that again.
Ask yourself what outcome you are engineering, not what emotion you are feeling. Feelings are data, not commands. The general reads them, processes them, and then sets them aside to do what must be done. React, and you become predictable. Calculate, and you become untouchable.
You see
Number
that?
3.
Calculate, and you become untouchable. Hey man, what did Yahawashi say, man? This Luke chapter 14, verse 28. So you got to be calculating this thing. So again, Luke chapter 14, verse 28. For which of you intend to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost. Yeah, you got to calculate whether he have sufficient to finish it. Least happily, after he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Why? Because he did not calculate. You see that? You got to calculate. You got to understand that you really in this thing to the finish. When you come into the truth, hey, listen, you got to examine yourself. That's why the scripture always say, examine yourself. Yeah, calculate, count the cost. Do you feel like you really in this thing to what? To finish it, to build it. Again, what are we building, man? Once again, the elect, we are those same powers that was in the beginning helping Yahawashi build. And now we right back doing what? Building again. Spiritually building what? We're restoring the house of Israel spiritually. Every time we go out on these street corners, every time we do these lives, every time you see us make videos and post them, spiritually building. Now, have you counted the cost? Have you calculated within yourself if you could finish this? You see, least happily you be found that you're unable to do it, and then you begin to be what? You begin to be mocked. You see that? So Alizé, guess what? He didn't calculate right. He didn't finish. He's being mocked. You see that? Genesis, they didn't calculate correct. Now they were what? They are being mocked. You see? Verse 30, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king going to war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000. Yo, you better be on your best calculation, man. When you in this thing, if you're trying to finish.
That's it, man. And the title of the lesson is the title of the video that we're reading is Become Dangerously Focused, the general's mindset for men who refuse to lose. And Yahawashi is that utmost general. He's that utmost captain of the army. So this is, furthermore, as you brought it out, this is going into the mind of Hamashiach that we must have, man. All right? Where you're looking at your actions and your movements. Like it says, the mind is a battlefield. So you're looking at everything that you're doing as a battlefield. It's not just, bro, you're living with a purpose. It's not just pointless what you're doing, right? Waking up and not getting on your phone for an hour or 30 minutes, that right there actually betters your mood the whole day, okay? I woke up, what I did, I played with my daughter a little bit, and then I went outside and I watered my plants, my garden. You know, I ain't fucking with my phone or nothing. And I prayed first and foremost, right? So, hey, life, this, you know, all that stuff, that's there. It's gonna be there, you know? But I gotta wake up and I gotta be realistic. All right? Work out, do things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta provide, and matter of fact, I got a thing on Instagram real quick. Let me get it. That environment, man. You got to set that environment. This is why we can't be around all this bullshit of the world and think that we're going to be to the best of our ability. We're not. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Right here. The wrong environment will destroy even the strongest brain. You don't need more discipline. You need different surroundings. So you got to make sure you're keeping yourself around and really engulfed in the truth. That's why I said earlier, this is 24/7, man. If you're around bullshit, then your mind is ultimately going to be drawn to bullshit. No, you got it?
Yeah, you good. You can get back to the video. Yo, man, surround yourself with great men. And those great men are going to be where? Going to be in the scriptures.
Yeah. What's that in Psalms? The company of them that published the word was great. You know?
Eliminate everything that does not serve the mission. Machiavelli was not a man of sentiment. He was a man of strategy. And one of the most ruthless strategic truths he ever revealed was this.
Boy, that right there, that goes into another thing Yahawashi said. All right? Who is my brother, my sister, my mother? Not being a man of sentiment. We're not sentimental in that point. Man, my mama gotta make it, man. That's how Hassad is, because his mama's an Edomite.
Yep.
He like, man, Gentiles gotta be saved so my mama can make it. Man, fuck your mama, man. All right? You understand? I mean, for real, bro. She an Edomite.
Nah.
Okay? You can't save her, bro. That's just the lot that you was put in. You understand? So stop being so sentimental. Stop being all up in your feelings. Who is your mother, your brother, your sister? Those that are serving Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right? So we think, being wise men, we think based upon true strategy, realistic, not off of emotions. Emotions are going to destroy you every single time, bro. You know? Like, man, you ever, hey, brothers ever had that girl, niggas is telling you, man, hey, she ain't good for you, bro. Nah, man, you know? But your emotions, now y'all just hating. Y'all want her.
Right.
You gonna see. You gotta learn the hard way.
Right. Hard head, make a soft ass.
Soft ass.
A prince who tries to please everyone will ultimately be destroyed by everyone. You cannot build an empire while carrying dead weight. You cannot become a general while surrounding yourself with soldiers who have already surrendered in their minds. At some point, the most powerful decision you will ever make
You know I
Hey,
gotta get that Zechariah
hey,
right now.
hey,
What you want?
you can't become a king or a prince or a princess while surrounding yourself with homeborn slaves.
Yup.
You see that? 2/3 of Israel want to be homeborn slaves. 2/3 of Israel want to dwell in darkness. You can't become the children of light by surrounding yourself with the children of darkness.
Yup. And that may be the hardest thing for some individuals, where you just gotta realize your moms, your dad, you know, they not gonna be able to get it. You know, this is about you and those that are under your command. And we talking to the men, right? Those individuals that's under your authority, being your spouse, your kids, those that's actually listening to you. Your moms and your pops, they may still be on JC or whatever it be. They don't care. All right. And they just may not make it. They're going to come back as your kids. This is Zechariah 13, 8 and 9. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahawah, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. As it said in the video, you can't build a kingdom. You can't be a general with individuals surrounding you that are already defeated, that are already surrendering. You can't build a kingdom with dead weight. A 2/3 is dead weight. They serve no purpose. They serve no value. They have no value to what we're moving into. They're already, like Elder Apostle Gabar says, they're beaten dogs, man. That Stockholm syndrome, cognitive dissonance is too far. They're too far gone. Hey, Alizé, that you love Drake. They're too far gone. That's a Drake reference. Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahawah is my power. So that's the ones that's gonna make it through. That's the ones that's alive, that's been quickened. They're not dead. That dead weight is furthermore talking about the dead, which is the 2/3, and then also the heathens. So the 2/3 have made themselves as heathens. They have turned over to these Gentile customs and ways. Like I've been saying all week, man, for like 2 weeks. Hassad, TGC, Sakari, these individuals are Christians. Okay? They move in that type of manner by extorting their congregation and charging for lessons and things. That's how the Christian church moves.
Exactly. And this Romans chapter 11, verse 9. And David saith, let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always. So this is what they are, man. 2/3. They're going to continue in darkness. They're going to stay bowed down and being that homeborn slave. Once again, the elect and the 1/3, we're on two different wavelengths. You got one group of people, their mind, their thoughts, their vision is on being what? It's on being rulers. While the other group is set upon being what? Being in darkness and being ruled over, keeping their backs bowed always, wanting to be up under subjection, and they're comfortable with it. You see? So yeah, man, it's a big difference between us and them. You got it.
So we'll play a little bit more of this video, and then we'll take any questions, because I know we probably done hit like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's a long video, so let's get a little bit more, then we hit questions and we get up out of here.
Not about what you add to your life. It is about what you are willing to cut from it. Most men are afraid of that cut. They hold on to friendships that drain them because they fear loneliness. They maintain habits that sabotage them because change feels like loss. They stay in environments that shrink them because familiarity feels like safety. But here is the cold truth that Machiavelli understood centuries ago, and that modern psychology confirms today. Your environment is not just influencing you, it is programming you. Every person you spend time with, every conversation you engage in.
Huh?
I said, that's that Michael 2 and 10. He said
Yep.
your environment is programming you.
Mm-hmm.
Say people scared to step away from their environment. That's that Michael 2 and 10. Because it tells you what? It tells you that you're supposed to arise and depart, meaning separate yourself. So you're supposed to separate yourself. You see that? And then it also states that if you don't separate yourself, you shall become what? You shall become polluted, and it shall destroy you. You see that? Hey man, Machiavelli was speaking the scriptures, man.
Yeah, shit. Everything he brought out, we done brought out scriptures to align. Yeah.
Exactly.
That boy was on it, man.
Hey, matter of fact, for those that don't know, Machiavelli was Jake. Just for y'all that don't know.
Okay.
Every person you spend time with, every conversation you engage in, every space you occupy is either sharpening your edge or dulling it. There is no neutral ground. The general conducts an audit. He looks at his inner circle with the same ruthless objectivity he applies to enemy intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
He asks, does this relationship elevate my mission or dilute it? Does this habit build my capacity or erode it? Does this environment produce the version of me I am engineering, or does it keep pulling me back toward the version I am trying to destroy?
That furthermore, supporting that Zechariah 13, 8 and 9. And I got another one. This is 1 Peter 4, and we'll start at 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of power. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of power? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? The judgment is coming down, man. And Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is about to pluck and pull those that are not dead weight. And he's going to destroy the rest. So, bro, get a realistic mindset right now that you need to cleanse out, repent, and convert and get right. Right? Or you're ultimately going to feel that fire, man. And nobody wants to feel that fire, man. I'm going to end it right there, man, because this whole, this is a 36-minute video. But when I post this up on YouTube, or, you could it's on YouTube, it's Become Dangerously Focused, the General's Mindset for Men Who Refuse to Lose. All right. It's a good little page. Machiavellian Mind. I'm going to have to subscribe to that. I just stumbled on this morning. Good little video, though. But if there's any questions, we'll take them at this point in time. If not, we can get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Pray this was a edifying lesson. I definitely got edified. And Thawada for all the precepts that you brothers came with. Thawada Zaquan for coming up here and supporting.
Okay.
I don't see no questions. So, hey, get up on out of here, man.
Facts.
All right. You gonna be live later on at all?
Yeah. I'm gonna go live later on. Probably about around 5:30.
All right, kind of
5:36.
Yep.
Yeah, man, go ahead and lead us out, bro. Go ahead and lead us out.
All right, for sure, man. Facing the east, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well, and sincerity taught us his truth. As always, Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men. All right. As always, Kwam Yasharahla and Abad Babal. Keep the faith.
Shalawam, bro.
Shalawam.